Hi guys, John's my name, and we're going to do a pretty relaxed sort of class today. So you listen to the music in the background, follow my instructions, look every so often if you like, and it's going to be a short class, about 20-25 minutes of asana, maybe 5 minutes of relaxation. Yeah? Cool. So why don't we just start in a seated position and simply take your hands behind you and roll your head and start to breathe, yeah? In through the nose, out through the nose, and just roll your head through 180 degrees. 360 is a bit iffy, so maybe avoid that one. And then climb up, and let's turn to the right. And if you want to take your right hand onto your left foot, great, or just the mat, it's fine. And just twist and look over that shoulder. And relax. And breathe in. And come up onto your knees and tuck your toes under. And just reach one arm up and press your hips forward and take your arm back and just stretch stuff. Right, and relax. Breathe in, raise the other arm, press the hips forward, maybe look over the shoulder. There's really no hard and fast rules, except you got to enjoy it, man. You got to enjoy it. And you come down, and you sit, and you look to the left, and you breathe in, you draw your belly in, and you twist to the left, and you just feel the twist, and you relax. Come up onto your hands and knees, lift your head, stick your bum in the air, bend your elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together and shrug the shoulders up around your ears. Breathe in and tuck your tailbone under and bring your chin to your chest. And why don't we do that a couple of times, yeah? Breathe in, big breath out, and then press up into a downward dog. All right? Maybe take your hands and feet either side of the mat and just roll from one heel to the other. Just stretching, pressing the left heel down as you bend the right knee, and then repeating that on the other side when you've had enough. Just breathing. You lower the left knee, you raise the right arm, all right? You wrap it around the waist, you pin your shoulder back and you look over that shoulder and you twist that neck. And you relax, you turn to face that hand, you push up, or if you need two hands, you have two hands. Right? So no big deal, no one's looking at you, you're at home in your jammies probably. All right, then you do the same. You lower the right knee, raise the left arm, wrap, twist, work that spine. And press up, one hand or two. Press your heels to the floor, get your bum to the ceiling. Draw your chest down and relax. And come and sit again and take your hands behind you again and breathe and work your shoulders and shift the weight from the heel of one hand to the other and just work your neck. It'll all be tight and stiff and uncomfortable up there, so why don't we just do this? Good. Come up. Take your right arm out, hook it in with the left, look over the right shoulder, breathe in and pull with the bent and push against the bent with the straight arm. Twisting your neck, relaxing, centering the arms. The right arm makes a right angle and it just simply wraps around. Right? Ideally the fingers will take the palm or the wrist, maybe the thumb, maybe they don't take anything, it doesn't work for you, that's all good. Maybe you squeeze it, maybe you raise it and you release, and once more you come up onto your knees and tuck your toes and press your hips and breathe in and float the left arm up and take the right hand back to the right heel, the sole of the foot or the floor, but don't retreat the pelvis. There's an invisible wall here, right? Just reach back, feel it, enjoy the stretch. Breathe in. Float the right hand, press the hips. If you don't want to take your hand to the heel, you just keep it on your bum. It's all good. Stretch it out, guys. You relax. This time you come onto your fists You lift your head, you stick your bum out there, you breathe in, and the chin comes to the chest and the tailbone tucks, and you're punching those shoulder blades to the ceiling. Then you punch up into a downward dog, and you take your hands down, and you step your right foot to the right hand, and you press to a standing position. You get your feet either side of the mat, it gives you a little bit easier sort of balance, and then you lunge. You place your hands on the thigh, and you start to tuck your tailbone through, draw your belly in towards the spine and up towards the sternum, and lift and tuck and lunge. And just feel it, ease into it, guys, ease into it. You then raise the arms, you swivel onto the ball of the back foot, and then you lower the left hand, the right arm comes up and back, and then the right hand comes down, wiggle the back foot back, you lower the knee, and you turn the right foot out, and you simply roll from your palms to the sole of that foot. And as you roll into the sole of that foot, just give it a little twirl, just suss out the hip and the glute muscles that are supporting it. All right. And then maybe you can come down, maybe you can slide the back knee back if that feels good. That is a good guide. How does it feel, right? Some of you guys are pretty flexible. You get down there, you're not so flexible, you don't get down there. You take it to the point where it feels pretty cool. No further and no less. And then you step back, low plank. And instead of having your bum up in the air, you tuck it through so it's hard and it's flat. And the belly is drawn in, and we won't hold it for long. And then you lower your knees and you sit on your heels and you take a breath. A long, deliberate, conscientious breath. And that is, of course, the way you should breathe all the way through. Breathing in and out. I'm not used to working with a microphone, so I don't know if I'm sounding like I'm huffing and puffing, but just long and deep, relaxing. The left arm reaches out. The right arm hooks that in. You twist to the left, you pull with the bent, and you push against the bent with the straight. And you're just feeling things, you're enjoying it. You ease up, you center, left arm makes the right angle. Right arm wraps around again. Fingers take the palm or the thumb. You raise. You relax. And your shoulders now are a bit achy, yes? So let's release them. Breathe, work that area. Yeah, the traps, you know, the area between your ears and your shoulders. Notoriously tight, yeah? And then from this position, you spread your fingers, you step through, you get set, you breathe in, you lift your hips, and you slide forward. And as you slide forward, you feel your shoulders. You breathe in, you come forward again, trying to keep them up. And when you come back, you take the weight on the heels of the hands, conditioning the wrists. One more, yeah? Big breath in, slide forward, feel it, enjoy it. And then place your butt between your feet, but don't move your hands. And then press the stumps of your shoulders to your thighs and drive your chin down to your belly. And then keeping your feet and your butt where you are, just walk your hands up. Look over the right shoulder, pin the right shoulder back as you lower the left knee. Stretch it out, guys. And relax. Look over the left shoulder, breathe in, and lower the left knee to the right foot. And relax. And then cross the right shin in front of the left. So I don't know if you can see, but you try and cross them up kind of high, not too low, yeah? And you line the soles of the feet up with the long ends of the mat. They don't have to touch, but parallel is good. You make fists, you lift your bum, you kind of tidy it up. You want about 2/3 of a hand's length behind the back of the calf and the pubic bone. You reach back, you separate the cheeks of your buttocks, lace your fingers together, pull your shoulders back, pull your toes back, draw your shoulders back, breathe in, and with a nice long spine, just come forward, till it feels good. You want to treat that yoga mat like a massage table. This is what it is. It's a form of self-massage. It's got to feel good, guys. Breathing, easing, feeling, stretching, and relaxing. You come up, and your right leg comes out to the side, and your left heel comes in, and your left hand, it takes the knee. And the right hand, you get that right leg line, you extend it behind you, you place the right hand on it, right? You breathe in, you lift, and you twist to the right. And you feel the shoulder blades opening. Yeah, just looking over that right shoulder and relaxing. You take your left hand out, you sweep up, you open up, all right? And if you want to, you can slide into side plank, lifting the hips. You bend that bottom knee, you come down. And you come down, and you come down onto your back. And you just rest there. And you feel the small of the back. That's the place immediately behind the belly button. Right? You're just flattening almost on the floor. You breathe in, you lift your hips. You feel it. How does it feel? It might be a little bit iffy in the lower back, right? If it's okay, you lace your fingers, you roll onto the tops of the shoulders, you squeeze the heels of the hands together, you squeeze the soles of the feet into the floor. You're just lifting, squeezing, relaxing, coming down, breathing in, bringing your knees back and rocking up to a seated position. Keep your feet like this and simply flop forward like a doll. And bring your chin down and just work your hands out a bit and just let the stretch develop of its own accord. Just breathing, feeling it, not rushing it. This is supposed to be nice. Yeah, you don't want to rush it. You relax. You cross your left shin in front of the right. Again, try and cross them. So these are my shins, so to speak, right? Kind of mid-shin, line the soles of the feet up, lift, tidy everything up, right? Separate the cheeks of the buttocks, lace your fingers, draw your shoulders back, breathe in, leading with the chest, keeping your head elevated so that, because as soon as you drop your head, your spine will start to round. We don't want that. You're just stretching, just feeling, just easing your way into it nice and slow. Then you can take your hands out for a moment and come down. And you come up, and your left arm, left leg comes out, all right, and the right hand comes to the left knee, and again that left leg line, it comes behind, all right, and you place the hand on that line. You breathe in, you lift your chest, your spine, you suck your belly in, and you twist until it feels like, whoa, that feels fantastic. Stretching, feeling it all unfold. And then you take your right hand and up you go. You know, and if it's you're doing this in the nighttime and you're tired, you can just stay there. You're doing it in the morning, you want to kind of fang it out, then up you go into side plank. So you've got to choose your intensity for how you feel. And then you come down. Place the hands so that the fingers face the knees. How does that feel? If it doesn't feel comfortable, then turn the hands to the side or perhaps to the front, right? So you lean forward and you rock forward and back. You just test out those wrists and forearms. Okay. Again, you lift your head, you stick your bum in the air. Now be careful of those wrists. You breathe in and chin to chest and the shoulders round and punch towards the ceiling. And the chin comes right down and you relax. You come out, you shake your wrists and you check your breathing. Am I breathing just sort of like to keep body and soul together, or am I actually breathing properly, deliberately, in a very rhythmic fashion? You know, I don't. I'm on this side of the camera. Right? From here, you come up onto the balls of the feet Your heels together, knees nice and wide, hands down. The heels start to come down. It doesn't have to get onto the mat, but you start to feel it. Most of us are pretty tight through the ankles and stuff, right? And then you bring your head down. You come up, you kind of balance on your feet, you raise your arms. You find something to focus on, yeah? And you don't just sort of place them there very softly, no. You have some energy about the whole thing. So the energy is shooting out of the fingertips. You breathe in, you push the tiptoes, you hold it there for a second, and you just sort of prance to the top of your mat. Lower your heels, hands to the hips, and nice breaths. The guys don't want me to go too long, so I just keep my eye on the clock. You start to move into it, yeah? So it's not just a tiny little circle, you eventually kind of work into it. Good. You now take your hands to your knees and start to slide them down until you feel those hamstrings. So straighten the legs, lean forward off the heels. Some of the guys who are a bit more flexible, they can come forward. Find a place and then just sort of dangle there so your whole body is soft and your neck is just sort of floppy, but your legs are working, your hamstrings are working. And then you just start to swing a little bit, just like the pendulum on an old-fashioned clock, yeah? Breathing. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to come up to the right on the inward breath, all right, up to 12 o'clock. You breathe in, and on the outward breath, you come up to 12, and then you come down, breathe in, and out, and down, and just swing. And get your breath. I'm going to come to the other side. Breathe in, and out, and in, and hold it up there. Now, press the soles of the feet, like spread your toes, right? Plant them, draw your arms out, draw your shoulder blades together, pull up through the perineum, the pelvic floor, suck your belly in, big breath in there, lean back. Take your head back, stretch the front of the neck, and relax. And just go limp. Arms are just dangling. Breath is just re-establishing its natural rhythm. Good. Then left foot on the left corner of the mat, right foot steps back. Oops. Turn. Sort of press the sole of the back foot into the floor. Start to get into it, right? And then we'll start to refine it, right? Okay, so from here, that whole tailbone is kind of tucking through. You're pulling up through the pelvic floor, sucking your belly in, keeping your torso nice and tall. So you're challenging the lower back and you're tucking that tailbone and the arms come up and you swivel onto the back foot, the balls of the back foot. And then the right hand comes down, the left arm comes up, and try and bring it back over the center line if you can. The hand comes down, the back knee comes down. The front foot turns out, you just roll. Just rolling, feeling things, maybe sliding the back knee back, maybe not. Just feel it. Maybe coming down onto the forearms. Maybe stepping back, low plank. Again, really tighten things up, guys. And then come to your knees and sit on your feet or sit between your feet and just take a couple of breaths. Good. We come up, the right arm floats, the breath draws in, the belly draws in, and on the outward breath, the right hand slides. And you relax. You breathe in, you raise the right arm, you really reach it, and you slide that one down, and the top arm comes over, and you get the stretch all down the side of the body and through the armpit. Good. And then we'll finish off with a couple more lunges. So lean into the left knee, take the weight on the left knee and simply turn the right foot out and come down with your forearm onto the thigh, and the other arm wraps around and grabs the thigh, and you pin that shoulder back. You pin it back, and you're lunging, you're feeling stuff going on in the hips. Then the right hand comes on the inside of the foot, and the tricep and the upper part of that right arm pushes the knee. You release the top arm. Right, you breathe in and you take it over again. And you relax. And you're just here having a little bit of a shake and a bit of a breath before we do the other side. So we come up, we shift our body weight into the right knee, left foot steps out, left forearm comes down, right arm wraps around. You can be on the toes on the back foot or the instep, grab that thigh, pin that top shoulder back to the wall that your bum is against. Yeah. Lunge, feel it, test it out. Right? Take the hand on the inside, draw the shoulder back, look over the shoulder, feel it, lunging, stretching, releasing the top arm, drawing that top arm, the length of that arm to that wall that your butt is against. Breathe in and then take it over. Relax. Why don't you lie down? So as I promised, it's a pretty short class. Just lie down. Take a moment, maybe bend your knees, maybe straighten your legs, and just let your whole body just sink and relax. All the muscles just softening, just sort of melting into the yoga mat as you let go. And your breath and your heart rate starts to return to normal. And you feel the outside edge of the heels sinking. And the legs getting heavier and heavier. The calves, the buttocks, soft and fat. Any discomfort, excessive heat, tension behind the knees and through the hamstrings, just mitigating with time. Both legs heavy. Your hips, your buttocks totally relaxed. You soften the small of the back, the lumbar spine. You relax your middle back, your intermediate back, your neck, your shoulders. And as your shoulder blades just seep into the yoga mat, your chest caves in. Your shoulders round a little bit. And your spinal column starts to sink. Sink and drift towards the floor as the knotty paravertebral muscles that run up and down the side of the spine just surrender. Surrender to gravity, the hold of Mother Earth. Relax. Your upper arms slackened at the shoulder joint. Your arms are like your legs, heavy and lifeless, completely limp with relaxation. You observe the natural warmth in your wrists and palms and the natural curl in your hands and fingers. You feel the back of the head and the length of the neck just sinking uncontrollably towards and into and beyond the yoga mat as your whole body just takes on a very, very heavy quality. Your breath is just normal. As you now bring your focus back to your toes, you soften the tops of the toes and the insteps and the ankles and the gaps between the toes. And you feel your lower legs just let go. Just let go. You begin to grow very weak at the knee joints. And as you grow weaker at the knee joints, you feel your quadriceps softening to a pleasant gel, falling from the thigh bones towards the floor. Your legs heavy with relaxation. Your pelvis soft. You become aware of the up and down movement of your belly in time with the breath. And as you breathe out, you just sense or imagine the organs of the abdomen just sinking towards the spine. The lower part of your body, from the hips to the heels, from the belly button to the perineum, as though they're not even there. You become less aware of your physical body. Your mind is just drifting on the music in the background, just floating on the mantras. You draw your focus to your chest. You relax your chest. As you breathe in, you feel the chest cavity expand somewhat, and as you breathe out, the chest, the heart, and the lungs all just sink. You soften the front of the neck and throat. You allow the jaw to release and the chin to relax. Your face is warm and sweet with relaxation. Your eyes very peacefully closed. The forehead, the temples, the scalp, all smooth and tension-free. That kind of completes the asana aspect of the class. If you're tired, you're doing this class at night time, you had a hard day, you don't feel like chanting with me, it's all good, you just lay down, guys. Same thing, you know, you had a poor night's sleep, right? You have bad sleep, this asana is really good. We're just going to chant the mantra, Om. Hari 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 Om. Thank you, everybody, and let me bow out of your life for a little while, and hopefully I get to meet you once more in the future. Namaste. Thank you.